Riley, good morning. Good morning, Riley. Good morning. So this was our campsite last night. We set it up lengthwise like this, and then the vestibules went out widthwise like this. We had a good night. That was, there's a good view up there, and we just descended that rock face, and then it was awesome to have a campsite immediately after, and now we're continuing on here. Today's day number 137, I believe, Monday, September 16th. So I talked about last night how I was regretting going to the grocery store and spending, well, number one, spending all the time there, but also making, adding so much weight to my pack. My pack was just noticeably heavier coming off the mountain yesterday. And we could have gotten like probably another 5 miles in. Riley, hold up, buddy. Had we not gone to the grocery store and possibly even gotten to Gorham tonight by the end of the day and stayed at the Quantum Vortex hostel there that's near the road. But the flip side is that I have a lot of food now, and I had a lot of food last night to enjoy. So the decision had already been made. I already have the food. Got to make the best of it. So I might as well enjoy the food, and that's what I have been able to do. I very much enjoyed eating the clam chowder with the garlic bread last night. It was very delicious. Even though it was like not warm soup, still very delicious. Riley, what are you doing? And my pack is definitely noticeably lighter this morning, since I was able to eat one of the cans of soup. I still have one more can of soup to be eaten, which I can probably plan to eat tonight. And I finished off the 3/4 of a liter of chocolate milk that I had packed out. And this morning, I was able to have some orange juice. It's a real treat to have orange juice on trail. And I still have about 1.5 liters left that I'm carrying, which I can enjoy today. And it'll probably last me into tomorrow. And this morning, and also last night, I was able to enjoy several of the cinnamon twist pastries that I packed out. So yeah, I mean, it's not all bad. The cost of the benefit of carrying all that weight yesterday is that I'm eating very well now. And these are perfectly acceptable problems to have for me. These are just temporary problems. The weight is just temporary. I will eat the food eventually and enjoy it, and have the opportunity to have a lighter pack soon enough. Riley is doing his morning rounds of peeing and sniffing, going from side to side. So that's perfectly fine. We need to, as we get through the White Mountains, we need to start thinking about trying to do bigger miles. The trail is not going to get necessarily easier. All right, so this is the ski gondola area on top of Wildcat Mountain. Riley, I see a sign over here. This probably would have been a possible camping spot as well if we had gotten here, but I'm not sure. I don't think it's the best idea to camp in like public spaces like this. Riley, let's look at look at the sign here. So this is an AT sign here. So this is like a view. From this view, it looks like it labels the different mountains. Very cool. Along the Maine-New Hampshire border are a series of smaller rounded mountains formed by the glacial period ending 14,000 years ago. On a clear day, you can see the Atlantic Ocean 90 miles away. To the west, which is where we came from, the AT traverses the Presidential Range, Mount Washington, and the Great Gulf Wilderness. To the north, where we're going, are the towns of Gorham, Berlin, and the Mahoosic Range. And this town, Bartlett, is where Chris and George took Riley and I to the Grant's Shop and Save supermarket yesterday to resupply. And get all the goodies that I was able to eat last night. All right, Riley. Looks like we are the only ones up here right now. Riley, come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. Some trash there. Come on, Riley. This way, buddy. Riley, come on, man. What are you doing? Why are you pulling me out here? Wildcat Mountain, 4,062 feet. Oh, Riley. Oh, Riley. Shake. Hold up, buddy. Hold up. Watch out, Riley. Watch out. Okay, Riley. This way. Come on. Over here, Riley. Come on. Come on, Riley. He's like, no. I want to roll. I was not expecting this. There's like an observation platform right here, just a little bit north of the ski gondola area. And gives opportunity to get a nice, good view. You can see the road down there. I think that's US Route 16, which goes by the Pinkham Notch Visitor Center. And then over here, hold up. The AT continues down that way, by the way. They got a solar panel here. Not as much of a view in this direction. But this would have been a cool place to sleep as well. As long as you're comfortable that it's not going to rain, this would be awesome. All right, Riley, let's continue on. Slow down, buddy. Almost, Riley. Riley, this way, come on. I think we have begun the steep descent on the other side of the Wildcat Range leading to Carter Notch Hut. There's a view spot back there, and two guys were taking a break that had passed us earlier, and I didn't want to go out there because I knew Riley would just get stuck out there, and so Riley let me continue on, but he knows they're back there. He doesn't want to keep going. He wants to wait for them. So he's making it hard on me to try to continue. He's making it very hard. Riley has me on leash now. Alright, I'm gonna find a spot to sit down and take a little break here with Riley. That spot over there looks good. And I think maybe after we take a break and then get up, Riley might be more willing to move consistently. So, break time. Mr. Riley, so we have made it to Carter Notch Hut. Took us a little while. It's like probably getting close to 2 in the afternoon now. Yeah, so it took us a little while, but we are about ready to leave now and get back on the trail, going northbound. So we have made it over the Wildcats. I think that's the Wildcats right there, that mountain range. And now we're going to be going into that mountain range. I think the next mountain we're going over is Carter Dome. And they gave us, the guy here gave us a whole bag of turkey, cold turkey, that were leftovers from a couple nights ago, and they had it in the refrigerator. So I gave Riley a nice big bowl of turkey, like just pure turkey. And I'm able to, I still have plenty, so I'm packing the rest out, and I'll be able to feed to Riley, and I can have some myself. So we have gone from being very low on food to being very rich, very well stocked with food. All right, so we're going to continue on here. We've had another long climb on the other side of Carter Notch Hut, and the buildings down there with the green roofs, those are the hut buildings down there. I think the first one closest to us is the actual hut, and then I think there's the other buildings are like bunk rooms. And there's actually 2 ponds down there. One is on the other side and we can't see it, and then there's one pond down there. But it's cool to see how many other like enormous boulders there are down there too. That's Wildcat Mountain Range, and this is, I think we're climbing up something called Carter Dome now. This is my face here. Don't often show my face. It was super nice of Mr. Henry at the hut back there to offer the bag of turkey. Super nice. It's always nice when people are like just give us stuff, of course. we had a tough time getting out of the hut because there were so many, just getting out of like the general area of the hut and moving along the trail again, because there were so many people in the vicinity, and Riley just wanted to hang around with all the people. All right, so there is a view up there which we need not go to, and this must be the continuation of the Appalachian Trail. I'm thinking actually at this point that with that bag of turkey, that's going to take care of Riley's food for the rest of the day and probably tomorrow as well. So I'm not going to need to open his 5-pound bag of dog food that I got at the grocery store yesterday for a while. And I'm thinking I have enough food to last me for a while as well. Plus I still have 2 dehydrated meals that I haven't opened. And so I'm starting to think that I don't actually need to go into Gorham, New Hampshire when we get to US Route 2, and we can just hike on. So that's kind of a bittersweet decision because they have a really good Chinese buffet in Gorham. But if I don't need the food, if I don't need to resupply, then yeah, perhaps we don't need to go in. So something that I will continue to think about as we get closer. One slow step after another. I basically just try to place my foot, whatever the easiest step is, whatever the next highest elevation point is. Like here, it's nice to put a foot here and then use this to, just go up nice and slow. Make it as easy as possible. Also, I didn't mention, as we were approaching, when we were still descending from Wildcat Mountain, and we were probably within a half mile of the hut, I saw this girl named Sunshine, who I have met previously on the hike. I first met her I think in the Shenandoahs, and then I saw her again at Harper's Ferry just as I was ready to hike out, and she was hiking in, and my mom met her, and then saw her several times after that, but the last I saw her was just before Fayetteville, Pennsylvania. She had told me she was planning to go into that town to pick up a package at the post office where she had some new shoes that she was expecting, and I haven't seen her since then. And so apparently she's now going south. She decided to flip-flop after she got to High Point State Park in New Jersey, because she got a toe infection that caused her to get off trail for a week. And so she didn't think she had enough time to get to Katahdin, I guess. So she decided to flip-flop, and we just crossed paths here. So we talked for a little bit, and it was really, really cool to see her again. I told her, she asked me how Riley and I were doing, and I told her the story about our life-threatening experience last Saturday. Well, actually 2 Saturdays ago. And she listened very interested. She was very interested to hear the story, especially because she's kind of just getting into the White Mountains now. Yes, and I told her the story about you getting quilled with the porcupine. Anyway, so it was great to see her, and we wished each other well on the rest of our journeys. And that's all for now. I'm just going to continue on whenever Riley lets me here. Feels like we've reached the top of something. Beautiful cairn there. Sun's still relatively high in the sky. Mr. Riley. Come on, buddy. No. We've seen so many southbounders coming up. So many southbounders. No northbounders to help us go. There were a couple guys going north earlier in the day that did provide a little bit of motivation for Riley. That was before we got to Carter Notch Hut. And then actually, as we were coming out of Carter Notch Hut leaving, we saw Chris and George again coming in. They hiked in today from Pinkham Notch. So they were glad to see Riley again. And Riley was glad to see them again. The sun is really baking us right now. Come on, Riley. Nice campsite in there. We are on the AT. There's a white blaze. That's good. Lots of intersecting trails here, so it's important to be careful. Riley, come on, dude. Come on, man. All right, I'm just going to continue to whine here, so I'm not going to film this, but hopefully the trail kind of continues to be pleasant like this. That would be very nice. We've done a lot of uphill since leaving Carter Notch. Riley insisted that we come out to this view spot here. So, it's a short walk, we might as well come out. Very nice view. So we took a break a little while back for like 15-20 minutes. And I checked my guidebook. And we've basically done like 1.2 miles since leaving Carter Notch Hut. Which is not very much. But it was like probably about 2,000 feet of elevation gain. So we were going very slow. And we are at least done with like the steep, super steep climbs. I think for the rest of the day. We do have some steep downhill. And there will be still some more like rolling uphills and downhills, but I don't think we have any more super steep climbs. So that's good. That is wonderful, Riley. Oh. The rocks smell good. So this hiker named Princess caught up to Riley and I as we were taking a break a little while ago. And that has motivated Riley to continue on. We're currently at the top of Mount Height, which has very nice views. And Princess is a little bit ahead of us. She took a break on the summit there, and so Riley and I sat down as well. And when we sat down, my foot kind of fell asleep, so I'm walking very slowly now to give my foot some time to, my right foot, to give my right foot some time to awaken itself and get back to normal, so it can do its job. Pretty cool crevice there. Hold up, buddy. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up, Riley. Hold up. Riley. 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 Look. Yes, good boy. So we are still in the Carter Range. We got to Carter Dome earlier in the day when it was nice and sunny out, and now the moon's out and the sun has gone down and we only have a little bit of light left. And this Carter Range, it's like there's South Carter Mountain, Middle Carter Mountain, and North Carter Mountain. I'm not sure which one this is. I think it might be Middle Carter, but there's several campsites according to what I checked on Far Out, so we should be continuing on here and finding a campsite. Yeah, not too long from now, Riley. All right, so many good views. Too many views, Riley. Too many views. It's like too much chocolate cake. Once you have enough chocolate cake, you can't eat any more chocolate cake. It's not tasty anymore. That's a big peak over there. I'm not sure what that is. Anyway, you ready, Riley? Riley. All right, we have more chocolate cake. So there's the moon, and now we have views to the west now. Riley, shall I take my picture? Yes. Riley's not impressed with the views. All right, let's continue on, sir. That girl, Princess, who caught up to us and was giving Riley motivation, she found a campsite a little ways back. So she is no longer hiking for the day. It was a little hard to get Riley to move on. He wanted to, when he passed by her, he wanted to just join her and spend the night. And she actually offered to, she said there was room at the campsite in case we wanted to set up there, but I politely declined and said, since I like to, have privacy when we're camping, so I said, well, continue on since there's plenty of campsites ahead. But I wished her a good night, and there's a good chance we'll see her again tomorrow. It's a full moon. It is definitely darker on camera than it is than what I can see. The camera only shows the moon. Everything else is black, but I can make out the sky. I can make out some trees. We are on top of North Carter Mountain right now, and there's supposed to be a tent site like immediately after the peak here. So I am going to put my headlight on and see if this is the case. Right. Good boy, he's just sitting right in front of me. I'm ready to end the day here. There should be a tent site any second now, hopefully. It may not actually be, that may not actually have been the peak. We might be going up to the peak right now. Tent site is supposed to be right next to the trail, so it's looks like impossible to miss. Impossible to miss. Say impossible. Hold up, Riley. Hold up, buddy. Hold up, almost. Trail seems to be opening up here. Watch out, Riley. Whoa, Riley just pulled me. Alright, I guess this is it right here. Yeah, there's a cairn right there. Trail continues off that way, and this right here is indeed a flat spot. And this looks like it's going to be our home for the evening. Alright, so I will close out the day here for Monday, September 16th, day 137, I believe. We are at mile 1889.3, I believe. Let me double check this. My headlamp does a good job of illuminating the tree here. Riley loves to do this when we get to the end of the day. He just crawls down and plops down. Okay, so we're at mile 1889.4 according to Far Out. 1/10 of a mile after North Carter Mountain. And I believe we started the day at 1880.1, so that means we did 9.3 miles on the day. Alright, another tough day of hiking. Lots of elevation gain and loss. We finished the Wildcat Mountain range and descended, and then climbed up the Carter range, and we're almost finished with the Carter range. We have a very steep descent coming up. Far Out says it's pretty difficult. But yeah, we have a steep descent coming up, and then we have, when we finish that descent, there's a climb up Mount Moriah, I believe. And then from there, it's a descent all the way into Gorham, pretty much. And we are currently 9.6 miles away from US Route 2. We did 9.3 miles today, so my goal for tomorrow is to get to US Route 2 and then probably just go beyond and find a campsite after US Route 2. US Route 2 is the road that leads into Gorham, but I'm thinking I have enough food that we don't actually need to go into town anymore. Alright, so that's all for the day. Riley and I are going to get our tent set up. Have a good night. I wish everyone that's watching all the very best. Hope you're doing very well, staying safe and sound, just like Riley and I. And we will check in tomorrow. All right, sir. Bye for now.